it's time to do my Guardians. Let's send a join request and see if I can get myself into this Drextelis. And then, of course, you're hit with this message right here. Your join request has been declined. Want to retry and open up the party finder. So, of course, this means I have been gatekept by this community. No, the world is ending. What can I do? Of course, let's figure that out together. So, of course, that was the biggest fear of most people, that they apply to a party, they think they're good enough, and then they are hit with the big decline button. Of course, maybe you've experienced some of this already. Maybe you've never experienced this because you're currently a Mokoko, but once you go into the big bad territory of Mordem, you will actually not have a single Mokoko here because they do not exist for these raids. Of course, as well, if your character is going to go above 1690 eye level, you as well are going to be losing the Mokoko bootcamp status, and then of course you're going to become an expert instead. So maybe you've not experienced any gatekeeping just yet, but it's going to happen in the future at one point or another. So what we're going to do today, guys, I'm going to take a look at some people in the party finder, give them some tips and tricks of course, why they would be declined and what could be some cases that they are maybe do not get accepted, and of course some things they can do different to make sure that they get accepted the next time. Of course, if you do have your tips yourself, leave them in the comment section down below. They're always very useful. Let's go into some more than lobbies and see what we can find. So we have 7 people right here. We're going to take a look at every single one of them and of course give them some quick tips and things what would immediately be a decline for most general parties. So we're going to open up with the Gunslinger right here. We can see they have full AE gear, which is awesome. That's very good. But you can see this is the biggest no-no of a brand new player, and the thing you should fix as soon as possible. The second you hit 1680, you go full ancient accessories, including bracelet. If you do not have this, in my opinion, even for my learning lobbies, you're not coming with me. You are literally gonna have to replace your accessories on the spot, and otherwise you do not get accepted because you're losing so much power from not swapping to ancient accessories because of the arc passive points you're missing, and this is just going to greatly reduce the damage they can possibly do. Quickly on the screen right now, these are going to be the roles you should buy yourself on your pieces if you are a DPS, and if you're a support, they're there as well. And I would always recommend just go for a mid role. You can see these are like the purple rolls. You just need one mid role. Of course, if you have the gold, you can go for one high roll, which is, for example, going to be a legendary role, so don't worry about it too much. So of course you can see that Gunslinger should replace his accessories. The rest looks kind of good. Of course, everyone has their basic engravings, everyone has their basic gems for free, and of course everyone got that card set. So nowadays those are not really gatekeep centered anymore for new players, but it's mainly going to be the accessories for this one. And of course there's going to be people that only want titles, so that means always a 10 times reclear. So I'm not really gonna go into that too much, but their roster level looks very nice. We have midnight pass this time. Gonna be full ancient, looking awesome, full gear set. The weapon doesn't matter at all. They do not have a title, of course, which people could complain about. They do not have 200 roster, which people can complain about. Of course, if you're wondering how do I even get a roster level, you just do quests, you play stuff in the game, you do yourself tower, you do like all the horizontal activities, and that gives you a lot of roster level. It is a stupid gatekeeping metric, but people just do not like seeing the silver icon because it just means that you're a new player. Their engravings are fine, their gems are fine, they even got a level 8, and their cards are good. I think this person is totally fine to go start doing more than. Another one right here, Impulse Draw, another full set, very, very good. Even, of course, some decent stats on the bracelet. It's important to have yourself a decent bracelet as well, with your main stat, and maybe even some extra stats as well. They do have done a lot of horizontal stuff. They're almost roster level 200, so of course that could be the only tip. And gems and everything is good as well. Very nice. And we have Boris right here. This one is, again, a little bit low on the combat power. So if you've seen the other ones, they're all around 1100 plus. And this is the first 1000 combat power. So this could be something as well that people are like, ooh, 1000 combat power at your level. There's probably something wrong. So let's see, of course, why their combat power is a little bit low. And we can see already they do have a full mid accessory. So this, of course, is very good. This is, like I said, what I would recommend. You do get this set for free as well from the game if you use the pass, which is awesome. Their bracelet, though, does not have any spec. And this, I think, is a big chunk of why they're losing damage, because they have dexterity with expertise and crit. Of course, dexterity is good, crit is good, but expertise is not the stat you want on there. And especially as a Deathblade, this bracelet is useless. So as a Deathblade main, you should just have as much spec as you can possibly get. It affects everything, your damage, how much gauge you gain, and everything. So this person is going to do a lot less damage. As well, you can see that their elixirs are a little bit bad. They do not have boss damage on the shoulders. They do have crit damage on the pants, which is good. level 5. So mainly they're missing that boss damage. So probably it's going to be because of the bracelet is bad, because they don't have boss damage on the shoulders. That's why they are lower combat power. So you could get declined just based on that. The rest seems fine and basic. So that's the two things I would change. Now we have a Sharpshooter right here. This one seems, in my opinion, totally perfect. He doesn't have a set title, so people know that they're not a times 10 reclear, but doesn't have any noob title equipped. High roster level, gears all fine. They could have a little bit higher elixirs on those, so that's fine. The good accessories, decent bracelet with both rolls as well. Engravings are intact, and as well, they even have 1 point in adrenaline, and they have full 7, so that's actually very good. So yeah, this Sharpshooter looking very, very nice. Then we have ourselves another Gunslinger. This one again is looking pretty good, 1240 combat power. You can see all the people that are kind of ready for this are all around 1100 high, so like 1180 to 1200 plus combat power. You can see full accessories. They are missing a little bit on these two right here, so they could buy mid rolls for these instead, in my opinion, because low rolls, it's just not the thing anymore. Mid rolls are like 2,000 gold each, so in my opinion, Mr. Gunslinger, if you've ever seen this, please replace these accessories. They should be at least mid rolls. We can see it as a special edition crit rate with, of course, crit damage roll on the bracelet, which is good, so these are fine. The bracelet is a 4/4, so definitely try to replace that. You're missing around 1% damage by not rolling a 5 on there. 5 on here, 5 on there, that's good, so that's all fine. And then everything over here, of course, is good as well. And then we're gonna go into the last person. Of course, we are missing one support here at the top, but I do not want to refresh the lot because it's probably gonna be gone, and I didn't want to review all the people before we go in there. Combat power 1000, which is quite decent for this eye level. Like normally people do struggle with combat power on supports, but it's a little bit weird how combat power is calculated, so I think 1000 is kind of fine. What I would recommend though is always have a legendary brand power necklace for support, or if you're a bard, at least a legendary serenade meter necklace. It is better than brand power is for the other ones. Because it's just such a big damage increase, and they're not that expensive, so you can see like they're kind of missing the rolls because they have like low, and these two lows don't even count. This is attack power, doesn't count for supports. They need weapon power, and this one doesn't even have weapon power either, so they're literally rolling the worst accessories they can, so definitely that could be worth replacing. Elixirs seem fine. Bracelet is a pretty decent bracelet actually. They have a good roll on that, swiftness and spec, and a support roll, which is nice. You can definitely see that this is an alt Paladin because of their roster level as well. I don't think this is their main character at all. They have some basic stuff here. No 2/2 stones, so definitely could be improved in that. And basic full 6s. Yeah, this definitely is an alt support and not even like someone's new character or whatever. And the final gatekeeping metric, which can happen a lot, and it has nothing to do if everything of this could be okay. This is the part where a lot of people gatekeep on as well, and that is going to be karma. You can see in the bottom left it says ranks plus levels, and these levels are very, very important. If you have maxed on the horizontal potions, you need at least level 3 over here, and you need level 6 over here to have yourself these maxed out, like to have the level 3 on your bottom node and the level 3 on your bottom node here as well. And most people that are new, of course, have not done the horizontal. Of course, if you need to do the horizontal, I have a guide on my channel for the blood clot shards. Definitely go do that as well. But you can see these people do not have enough, and this person does not have enough. This person does not have enough. This person does not have enough. I think the Sharpshooter was the only one that had some karma. Yes, rank 5 karma, rank 3 karma. So they do have a little bit, so they're a bit stronger. They do have probably 3 points in their main node, and they are on 2 points on their side node. So that's pretty decent. And then this one right here, again, nothing there. And then this one, he didn't even have anything unlocked. So if you compare that, because now, of course, I didn't want to go out of this menu because it's going to get rid of them. But if you look at my character, for example, you can see rank 6, level 26, level 27, level 26. And these means that, of course, that if you have your karma maxed out with all these points right here, you're going to have the maximum power unlocked. And there's actually a big gap of power, guys, if you do not have these things maxed out, because you're losing the bottom points, you're losing the side points, you're losing the level 3s over here as well. It's such a big difference difference for power in the game. The only one that doesn't really matter that much is going to be the evolution karma, because you'll see it gives me 6% damage, which is still a lot of damage, guys. 6% is crazy. So, you know, like looking at all these, this is why people still gatekeep. So even if your gear looks good, even if everything looks good, because you have not done your karma, which is from Belshazzar and not Mortem, you could still be gatekept just because of that reason. So, of course, what are some metrics you can do or things to guarantee that you do not get gatekept? And that is the simplest answer I can give is over honing. And I know that sounds a little bit stupid, but the higher eye level you are, the more people do not look at your stuff. That's just kind of how it is. If, for example, I would be applying as a 1744 to your Mortem normal mode lobby, which is 1680, you're instantly gonna accept it. You don't even look at what I have. But I could have no gems equipped, I could have no cards equipped or anything like that, but just because I'm 1744, people are gonna instantly click accept. The other thing you of course can do is make sure that you have as much karma unlocked as possible. I know it's expensive, but karma is just such a good way for people to see your damage increase, because it's gonna increase your combat power as well. So a lot of people think that it's based on accessories, but accessories actually don't even give that much combat power. You do not have to think about that it gives that much. The most things that are gonna come from is going to be your arc passive, so how much karma you have, how many points you have unlocked. So of course, doing yourself your potions from the enlightenment tree are going to be very, 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 very important. So of course, going to be your blood cloth charts, all the kind of things like these potions that are in here, you need to get all of them. And that is just going to translate into combat power, which people are going to see, and people are going to either accept or decline you over. And of course, like I said before as well, it's going to just be roster level. If you are below the gold tier, which is level 201, people look at you like you are a new player, which, you know, it kind of indicates that you are, because if you've not done a lot of horizontal, if you've not done a lot of stuff, you probably are just below 200. But it's a stupid metric, because of course, if you do not have more than 6 characters, if you have one main, it's kind of hard to farm roster levels. There's not really like a big shortcut to it. It's just like doing quests, doing tower, doing everything there is in the game horizontal wise. Like you can go ahead and do your adventure tomes, all these kind of things. If you've not done any of these, you're gonna lose out on a lot of experience, and that translates over to roster experience, which you then of course are gonna be lacking, and you're gonna be below 201. Then of course, besides all the things I've shown on the other characters before, I think one final thing which could be a gatekeeping metric, and I know it sounds a bit stupid, but it is definitely having a skin. Now of course, luckily most people got a free legendary skin set from the game, so that's awesome. But it's kind of simple. If you have no skin on your character, you look like you do not care about your character, you do not invest in your character. It's an alt, you know. And as well, of course, if you didn't know, your skin actually gives you stats. You can see 2% here, 2% there, 2% here, 2% here, and of course if you have purple, it is 1%. This doesn't double stack, guys. You do not need both of them, you just need one of the two. But people that have no skin equipped, it literally just means that they are gonna lack some damage. Let me see, I think this person has no skin on. Is this no skin? Yeah. So you can see that by just being this person right here, you're 60-40, but because he has no skin, he's already missing 4% of his main stat, or 8% off if he doesn't have a legendary skin on. Besides that, it could just be simply something as people are full, people are looking for higher eye level, or people are just mainly looking for something different than you are. How many times I see it, if I'm looking for +1 support, I see DPSs applying, I decline them as DPSs because I am looking for a support, so always double check that as well. And besides that, guys, it's just a matter of luck. I do have one final tip for gatekeeping, and that is going to be the very simple rule that is, if you cannot join a party, just make one yourself. And this is, like, in my opinion, my favorite thing to do. Just go ahead and make a lobby yourself. Like, you just title it whatever it's going to be. Gate 1, Gate 3, fast homework, for example. Something like that you can do. Or if you have title, maybe like title in there, you know, like if you have that, if you require that, you know, easy peasy, make a lobby like that. And then, of course, you may be wondering, but I do not know sidereals. I do have a sidereal guide on my channel for every single raid. So if you want to go ahead and test it and check it out, be sure to watch that video, learn the sidereals, and then just learn to raid lead. It's going to make fighting lobbies so much easier. And of course, the time when you're going to lose your Mokoko token, and you're going to lose your Mokoko status, it is definitely useful for you to know how to at least raid lead a few raids in the game. That's going to be it. I think that is, in my opinion, my best tips or the reasons why you are getting getting Gatekept. So good luck improving your character, good luck getting accepted next time, and otherwise, of course, go enjoy and make yourself a lobby yourself, and maybe people will join you instead, and you can have a fun time regardless. If you guys did enjoy, I would highly appreciate a like down below, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. Take care.